Oh, good morning, good morning, good morning. Glad to have you here this morning. Glad to have everybody joining us on Chainbreakers 365 Live. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. While we're waiting for everybody to come in, I'm just going to do couple different things here really quick because I want to try something new and get us out early where people can start participating. So got a couple shares out there already. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Good morning, Chainbreakers. Good morning, good morning. It is Thursday, September the 5th, 2019, and this is going to be another fantastic day because that's the day I choose for it to be. Good morning. Come on in, Chainbreakers. Come on in. This is Chainbreakers 365 Live. Hi, I'm Brad Smith. I'm your host for Chainbreakers 365 Live and the creator of hashtag Uplift and Rise. And I want to welcome you in here today. This is going to be another fantastic day because that's the day I choose for it to be. So this episode I've entitled Learn to Become a Phoenix. Learn to become a Phoenix. This is all about help taking those setbacks and turning them into comebacks. So every time, all in through our lives, there are moments in time where we're going to deal with setbacks. Some of them are going to be small. Some of them are going to be huge. And I've been through both. But it's your opportunity to really, this is where the rubber meets the road. This is really where it gives you the opportunity to show what you're really truly made of. This is where the inner strength really has to come out and become something fantastic and make that setback turn into a comeback. So this is where I really want to kind of dig in this morning because I've been through several moments of like this in my life where I have been absolutely on top. Unfortunately, tied my rope to the wrong star and had that rope jerked away and ended up finding myself on the bottom. So this is where your strength really comes in. First thing I want you to understand is just because you've been hit with a setback. This is a real key point, guys, because this is the mental framework that you have to adopt because nobody's opinion matters but yours. So this is the mindset you've got to create in yourself in order to make this a huge comeback because you need to understand what your true value is. Nobody knows that inner true value in you except for you. So what I want you to understand is setbacks are not failures. Just because somebody hasn't taken it upon themselves to understand what your value is doesn't mean you don't have it. It doesn't mean you are not a person of value. It does not mean you don't bring value to the table because they don't recognize it is their problem. Let me get something clear through to you real quick. Those are not your people. Sometimes we think they are. Sometimes we've really kind of think, man, I really thought this was where I was going to be, what I was going to be doing. But let me explain something, folks. People that don't understand your value, they were not your people, and they were using you. They were using you for what they could get out of you, and that's why they didn't value you. Once your usefulness to them had fulfilled what their need was, that's where you no longer became useful and they were glad to set you aside. Your value to them had run out, but that doesn't mean that your value is not something of true, real strength. I want to stop for just a moment and say good morning to a lot of people that are jumping on here this morning. Some very loyal people, some people that are at least catching this maybe live for the first time. But Jeremy George, thanks for joining in. Darwin Filey, good morning, sir. Glad to see you, my friend. Glad to have you here. Robin Cass, glad to have you on here. Jeff Baker, Kent Nee, good morning, and glad to have you in here. So this is where you have to really step back and remember who you are. Remember what your strengths really are. Sometimes you have to go back because it has taken such a mental impact on your brain, on your psyche, that we need to understand what value we really bring. So sometimes, even in those moments where we thought they cast us aside because we failed, what we need to do is realize what we really brought to the table. Write down those checklists. Write down what your strengths really were. Write down what you brought to in value to your family, to your organization, to your job, to your friends, wherever you've dealt with this setback. Take note and take inventory of your value, because it's your value that is really what's going to help prepare you in to that next level. So take good inventory, understand who you are, understand your strengths, and there is something very, very unique about you. Because I want you to get this. You are a person of value. Take time to appreciate the value in yourself. Take time to appreciate what you really bring to the table. There is nobody that can truly understand what you have been through, not even members of your own family who grew up with you, who maybe lived in the same house, but you didn't run around with the same friends. You weren't in the same classes at school. You weren't maybe in the same family if it was non-family members. Nobody else has walked in your shoes but you. They don't know what you've been through. And there are different times that metal has sharpened metal and absolutely turned you into the valuable person that you are today. So here's your opportunity now. Now that you really start digging in and taking value, that's where you can start pouring back into others. And when you start bringing value back to other people, somebody is going to see that and help move you into that place that you're going to start becoming valuable again to somebody else. You are already a person of value. Now's the time to go seek out that new party that is going to help keep moving you forward. So when you fall or when you fail, as some people would say, I don't see it as failure. When you have a setback, make sure it's a forward movement, because every forward movement keeps propelling you into the next thing that's there. Every forward movement keeps moving you, keep going. You have not become a failure until you quit. You have not become a failure until you quit. So keep driving forward. Man, I'll tell you what, I don't know what it is. Right now, there seems to be a lot of people I know that seem to be going through some setbacks in their lives. Setbacks that in some cases, they brushed it off. They knew what value they were, and they moved on. And others are like, man, I've failed again. No, you haven't. You once again tied yourself to somebody who didn't recognize your value. That's all. That's all. And let me explain something, folks. There are a lot of users out there. There are a lot of people who will do nothing but use you. So make sure that you're tying yourself to somebody who's not a user. Recognize and make sure that you let them know how much you appreciate them, because in that, they will also recognize how much they appreciate you. Start tying those appreciation levels together, because gratitude breeds gratitude. Kindness breeds kindness. And let me tell you something, excellence breeds excellence. Be careful of those around you who are negative, who have nothing but down things to talk about, because they are a cancer that will bring down an organization. And if you have the opportunity to remove them, do it. Get them out of your life, get them out of your organization. They are a cancer, and that cancer will spread. The negativity will spread as much as the kindness. The negativity will spread as much as the positivity. So get it, and if you can't do anything, remove yourself from them. But keep that positive mindset. One way, and many of you who have been on here, you know that one way I start by doing that every day is I start taking an inventory of 10 things every single morning that I'm grateful for. 10 things every single morning that I want to pause, recognize in myself how grateful I am to have those people, those things, those items, those experiences, whatever they are. Write down 10 things that you're grateful for, because this creates a foundation for your day. When you're in a position of gratitude, it will help you create the framework, create the mindset of positivity. If you are in a framework of negativity, all you will see is problems. All you will see is the setback. But when you're in a framework of gratitude, all you see is the possibilities and the positivity. And when you see possibilities and positivities, you will see opportunity. And it is amazing how many opportunities will come your way. Let me explain something. I heard something from the other day from a guy by the name of Jim Rohn. And if you know who Jim Rohn is, he was a huge motivational speaker maybe a few decades ago. But he's one that helped build a lot of where the motivational speakers are today. Jim Rohn was a very famous person. And what he talked about is everything comes in seasons. You will go through winters, but they're followed by springs. But here's what he said, is not very many people, or most people, will only have a few springs. No, that's where I have a huge disagreement. Many people will only recognize a few springs. You have to be in that mindset. You have to be in that positive mindset and a positive framework where you recognize opportunity when it's in your face. Do you think that Jeff Bezos only has had a few opportunities? Do you think that all these huge famous people that are doing things again and again and again, do you think they only had a few springs come their way? No, they created those opportunities because they saw where the opportunity was. I hope this has meant something to you today. I hope this has been really positive. I want to thank you for being here today. I want to thank you for the loves and the likes. I want to thank you for sharing this out to your family, sharing it out to your friends. You can find us right here at Chainbreakers 365 every single Monday through Friday at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time. But if you're not able to catch us on live, make sure, by the way, to say good morning. Good morning, Jeff. Make sure to say hi, and I'll do that, back to you, whether it's now live or whether it's in replay. But if you can't, or you've got friends that this would be meaningful to who aren't on Facebook, you can find these at Chainbreakers 365 on YouTube. Go to YouTube and find them there, or you can still go to chainbreakers365.com. There's a page there in the menu that you can go to and find this entire library as well. Thanks so much for being here. You guys pour into me so much every single day. That's why I'm here every single day trying to do what I can to help pour into you. You are a blessing. Thank you so much for being here, and we'll see you tomorrow for Chainbreakers 365 Live. Friends, Thank you so much. Make this a fantastic day. Bye now.